nation's future depend on students, the youth. IIU believes in service with pride, lead with confidence, and be inspired to impact lives. Student Council is a group of students elected by their peers to address issues of concern and organize student events and activities, etc. A student council is a curricular or extracurricular activity for students within elementary and secondary schools around the world. A student council is a group of elected and volunteer students working together with an adult advisor within the framework of a constitution or bylaws to provide a means for student expression and assistance in school affairs and activities, give opportunities for student experience in leadership, and encourage student and community relations. A student council is a group of student leaders who work with an adult advisor to collaborate with others to impact their school community, which impacts their city or town, which impacts our state, which impacts our country, which changes the world. IIU believes that the student council helps to share ideas, interests, and concerns with teachers and school principals. Through IIU, International Student Development Council help raise funds for school, college-wise activities, including social events, community projects, helping people in need, and school reforms. Most schools participate in food drives, fundraisers, and parties. Many members learn skills that were an extension of their formal education. Student councils operate in many forms. The structure of the student council varies from institution to institution. IIU provides a forum for student opinions, interests, and desires so these may be understood by the entire student body, faculty, administration, and community, honestly reflecting and interpreting the student viewpoint. We believe in together we can, we should, and we will achieve the dreams that every student of the globe should have. Safe, healthy, and stable places to live, learn, and work. Healthcare services at a moderate rate. Opportunities to acquire primary, secondary, and higher education along with training, life skills development, and to succeed in jobs, careers, self-sufficiency, and adulthood. IIU strives hard to embrace ideas, cultures, and connections from every corner of the world, making different views and opinions a source of inspiration that enrich every member of our community. Values such as leadership, collective knowledge and experience to guide others, challenges for ourselves and others, dignity, intercultural perspectives, diversity will help the members of IIU-ISDC to prosper. Piyush Pandit says, together we will achieve more. We should inspire each other to expand our minds and perspectives, always striving to explore new ideas and innovations for the betterment of the world. Our objectives are as follows: to initiate, implement, and complete projects and activities which will be of help to the school, the students, the faculty, the administration, and the community. To develop and provide opportunities for leadership and service in the local school and the community. To encourage the personal growth of leaders through participation in district, state, and national meetings and organizations. To provide a living workshop of democratic processes through such activities as elections, participation in a constitutional representative assembly, etc. To contribute to the educational experiences of students by providing them with a positive involvement in the school with widened areas of responsibilities and with more direct participation in organizing and implementing activities. To promote respect for law and order and the general welfare of the school and community. To promote an awareness of human relations, of power structures, and how one effectively operates within them. In this process, it is also the objective to develop an awareness of good leadership qualities, hopefully for a more informed, concerned, and active citizenry of tomorrow. Our vision is as follows. The vision of the IIU International Student Development
Sarah, are you ready?
promote a sense of
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
ready.
I will stop it and you can share. Prepare yourself.
Okay.
fund to the charity. Purpose is to collaborate with teachers and administrators to improve student life and provide students with valuable learning. Also, these students are also permanent school solutions. Our mission is to develop responsible leaders within school and community through IIU Student Development Council. We believe in nurturing self-esteem, pride, and leadership qualities within student council representatives through IIU-ISDC. Students will accomplish the student council mission through leading by example in classrooms and community by being respectful, responsible, and safe. IIU Student Council is working collaboratively to shape international education through professional services to schools, higher education institutions, and individuals. The vision of Piyush Pandit is to inspire the development of students all over the globe through high-quality international education by connecting ideas, cultures, and educators from every corner of the world. A committed and inspiring social activist, a passionate educationist from the last 2 decades, providing education to students from various social and cultural backgrounds, possessing excellent administrative, verbal communication, and written skills. Next-gen speaker and passionate writer. The versatile Piyush Pandit is the founder of Swana Bharat Paribol and chairman of Piyush Group. The multi-talented personality created the Indian village. He runs an NGO that has rendered its services for the welfare of society.
Start today with GoDaddy. If you can dream it, you can build it. Whatever your idea, GoDaddy.
Yes, Suzanne, you can start. Share your screen.
Okay. So now my screen is clear to everybody?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. And let me in the beginning thank Miss Maha for organizing such an amazing training session. And let me express my appreciation and gratitude for II University for sharing such amazing, again, training sessions among educators. Welcome, everybody. I'm Susan Mahgoub from Egypt, and I'm gonna today deliver a training session for all educators with the title Enhancing Learning Strategies by integrating artificial intelligence in our classroom. Let me welcome all the people attending our training session today. Thank you so much for giving us your time, and I hope you will benefit from this training session. Again, my training session is entitled Enhancing Learning Strategies with AI. So I'm gonna explore how AI tools can activate students' learning in a variety of classes. The main objective of my training session today is gonna be mainly practical, because we will practice everything or every idea I'll be sharing with you. We will be practicing every AI tool I'm gonna mention in my training. So the main objective of my training will be by the end of this training session, all trainees will be able to integrate AI tools into their classrooms to activate students' learning. And to simplify I'm sorry. Okay. And to simplify the concept and the objective of my training, I put it in an equation form. What I'm gonna do in my training today is to introduce you to some AI tools that can promote some active learning strategies, and I will provide you with real examples in classes. Okay, so I'm gonna use as an example, one time I'm gonna use the history class, in another time I'm gonna use the literature class, and so on. Okay. Okay. let me give you a very short and a brief overview of the session. My training session will be divided into mainly 3 sections. In the first section, I'm going to introduce everybody to the concept of AI and how AI is working and how artificial intelligence tools are classified. In the second section, we will get familiar with active learning, the what and the how, what active learning is, and how active learning strategies can be implemented in our classes. Actually, in the first and in the second section, I will not take long time because it's something theoretical. So I'll go through part 1 and part 2 very quickly. And the most amazing part is the third one, where we're going to apply some artificial intelligence tools to promote active learning strategies in some classes. So the third part, as you can see, I will be exploring and trying with you some AI tools for active learning strategies, and we will see some practical examples. Okay, let's get started with the artificial intelligence. Since nowadays everybody is using artificial intelligence, in my opinion, we should know how artificial intelligence is working, because when you know how something is working, I think definitely you will be using it more effectively. So artificial intelligence are tools which are like computer programs, and they are designed to mimic human intelligence. And I mean by mimicking human intelligence, they can do exactly like the human brain. So they can understand, they can analyze, they can learn, they can make decisions, they can respond, they can even solve problems. So this is very important for everybody using artificial intelligence to know how any artificial intelligence is working. Okay. Now, something else, I think it is a priority when you are using artificial intelligence. Everybody should be aware what kind of artificial intelligence you are using. So artificial intelligence, very quickly, all the AI tools are classified according to the function they can perform into 6 main categories: assisting AI, generative AI, interactive AI, functional AI, autonomous AI, and analytical AI. I insisted on sharing such a classification with everybody. Yes?
Just the screen is up the same page. If you can just check refresh.
Okay.
Sorry for the interaction.
No problem. 1 minute.
I just noticed we have the same slide.
Okay. So I'm sharing now the slide, which is showing, 1 minute, which is showing the classification of AI tools.
Yes, it's okay now. It's okay.
Okay. Okay.
No,
So yeah.
exactly,
Yes.
that's it. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, dear. So I was telling everybody that to make the best use of AI, before using the AI tool, you should know what kind of AI it is, because when you know what kind of AI it is, you will be aware of the function of this AI tool, so you can make the best use of it. So as I said, we have assisting AI, generative AI, interactive, functional, autonomous, analytical, and so on. Definitely, I'm not going through the difference between the 6 categories, but it was something that has to be shared with any AI tool user. Okay, the second part of our training session is based on active learning strategies, the what and the how. Active learning strategies is so important in our classrooms. And very briefly, active learning strategies, they help all teachers to make their students or to change their students from being a passive receiver of information into being an active learner. Okay, so active learning strategies are teaching approaches that engage students in the learning process, encourage participation, encourage critical thinking and collaboration. And these methods shift the focus, as I said, from being a passive receiver of information into being an active participator in your learning. And I highlighted some key words in my slides to draw your attention that such skills like critical thinking, collaboration, participation, being an active learner, all these skills will be promoted by artificial intelligence tools. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put into action with you when it comes to the third part, when we apply what I'm saying actually. Okay. Now, we come now to the most part. I like it, the most amazing part, the section where we're gonna practice how some artificial intelligence tools can be used to promote active learning strategies. And I am gonna use practical examples in the different classes. In some cases, I'm gonna use the math class, the science class, the history, the literature, and so on. So starting from now, I need everybody to take part. I need everybody to, I encourage everybody to take a screenshot of the coming slide, as it includes all the artificial intelligence tools I'm gonna use in my training today. So here you have a bunch of amazing artificial intelligence tools that can promote active learning strategies in your classroom, whatever subject you are teaching. So as you see, I'll go through Replica, Mapify, ChatMind, Microsoft Designer, iAsk, Goblin Tools, Brainstorm, Idea Generator, StudyWise, Ask Thee. And when I selected such artificial intelligence tools, I was trying to make them different, and I was trying to gather artificial intelligence tools that cover most of the active learning strategies to try it with you. Let's get started, and I'm gonna start with the first AI tool, which is Brainstorm. Brainstorm is an AI tool which is mainly based on asking questions. So as you see, I'm putting here on my slide some question marks, so you would know that Brainstorm is mainly based on questioning, the questioning technique. And this questioning technique is theoretically known to be the Socratic method. Okay, how is it working? Brainstorm can be used to promote active learning strategies by encouraging critical thinking and deep analysis through targeted questions. As I said, through the Socratic method, which is Brainstorm is mainly based on. And let me clarify something. When I try with you now, Brainstorm, the chatbot of Brainstorm will never respond to a question. I mean that the chatbot of Brainstorm will give the user as many questions and as many leveled questions as it can, but it will never accept the question you give it to the AI tool. Okay, how can I use such an AI tool like Brainstorm to activate my learning? Or let me put the question in a clear way. What active learning strategies can be promoted by Brainstorm? I told you that Brainstorm is mainly based on questioning, giving the user as many leveled questions as it can. And through such questions, the learner or the student will discover how far he or she they understood a certain topic. So we can use Brainstorm as an artificial intelligence tool to implement Socratic seminars, problem-based learning, reflective journals, and as you all know, such strategies all of them are based and all of them use questioning, okay? Let me clarify it more. For a Socratic seminar, Brain Story can facilitate Socratic seminars where students engage in critical discussions, and such critical discussions will be started by the questions given by Brain Story. The same will be done in the problem-based learning, because Brain Story can guide students through complex problems by asking them questions. And such questions, as I told you, will take the students to discover solutions on their own. The same can be done with a reflective journal. Now, let me give this AI tool, let's give it a try. I am gonna use with you now Brain Story in an active learning strategy, which is Socratic seminar, and I will do it in a literature class. So I will suppose that I'm teaching literature and I need to use the Socratic seminar as an active learning strategy. How can I use Brain Story? Okay, let me show you the interface of Brain Story and how we can use it. Right. Okay, this is Brain Story. It's super simple. Okay, you just log in with your Google account, and then when you try a new Brain Story, as I told you, when you are using Brain Story, the chatbot will never accept you asking it a question. Okay, but instead, it's gonna ask you all the time. It's gonna give you so many questions all the time. So I said that we will be trying a Brain Story as if I'm teaching literature. So 1 minute, I'm gonna show you how you can use Brain Story. So as you see here, I'm gonna put in the chat box this, because it's asking me, the AI tool is asking me, hi, how is it going? What's in your mind? So you have to tell Brain Story what you are studying or what you are learning. So I'm telling Brain Story, I'm studying Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities. My focus is on how London and Paris are alike and different at the same time. So I give it the topic I'm studying. Look how amazing it's working. Okay. It's gonna generate questions, okay, like this one. That sounds like a fascinating topic. Can you share one aspect where you think London and Paris are alike in A Tale of Two Cities? So as you see, it's gonna make the students, okay, more engaged and more active by asking the students so many questions, okay? And there is a nice option here. If you do not find the question as good as you expected, you can try this arrow, and this arrow is gonna take you to another question this way. So this was one of the best tools you can use to activate the learning of your students. Now, let's go to the second tool. Okay, 1 minute. And actually, the second tool is super amazing. The second tool, as you see, is named Goblin Tools. And if you have a look at this image, Goblin Tools' main function is to decompose or break down complicated and complex ideas into smaller and simple ones. Okay, so Goblin Tools AI will promote active learning strategies by breaking down complex concepts into smaller ones. And by doing so, I mean by simplifying complex tasks, it allows students to focus on learning. So it's gonna make learning more simple. It's gonna make learning more easy. It's gonna make learning more convenient, we can say, to every single learner. Okay, so this is the function of Goblin tools. Now let's see what active learning strategies can be promoted by a tool like Goblin tools. Number one is task-based learning. If you're applying task-based learning as an active learning strategy in your classroom, you would better use Goblin tools because it can break down a large topic into smaller, manageable tasks. A second strategy is the project-based learning. Again, Goblin tools is perfect if you are implementing a project-based learning in your classroom, because it's gonna help students plan and execute their projects by organizing the tasks and by organizing the deadlines, and also scaffolding learning by breaking down complex concepts into smaller steps. Goblin tools can support the students in building their understanding gradually. Let's put it into action, guys, and let me show you how Goblin tools is working, okay? And how can I use it? So here, we just tried Goblin tool, and Goblin tool is a totally free AI tool, so everybody can use it. It's so simple. So as you see here, okay, but let me again, I'm sorry, I need a slide here to show you the example I'm gonna use for Goblin tool. For Goblin tool, we will pretend that we are in a science class, and we will pretend that we are using the project-based learning as an active learning strategy. And the practical example I will be exploring right now with you is that in a science class, students are assigned a project to create a model ecosystem. So let's see, this is the project the students in my science class are assigned. So how can my students use Goblin tool, okay, to simplify and to break down such a project as I told you before? So let's try this prompt. Okay, here as you see, the interface of Goblin tool is so simple. You just put the project here, and by clicking on this button, you can determine how many subtopics you wanted, how many subtopics you want your big topic to be broken down or to be divided into. Let's try 3 subtopics, and you just enter, and then you press this button, and as you see, okay, this is really amazing. As you see, the AI tool divided the model of the ecosystem into steps. Number 1, research various ecosystems. 2, identify the key components. 3, gather materials. So look how amazing this AI tool is. Although it's so simple, but it's doing a perfect job. It's activating the learning of your students by simplifying complicated and complex concepts, as I told. And something else I'd like to share with you, even this topic, you can, if you press on this button, you can break it into smaller subtopics and so on. So it's amazing. I highly recommend such a tool for every student and for every teacher. Now we are done with the Goblin AI tool. Let's go now to another amazing tool. I can say that whenever I introduce any AI image creator, I feel like fascinated by such tools. I adore AI image generator, and I think that they can promote active learning strategies more than any other AI tool. They are not only for fun, and let's see how we can use it to activate the minds of our students. I'm gonna use Microsoft Designer, and let me in the beginning tell you how can I use images created by AI image generators like Microsoft Designer. How can they engage my students and activate their learning? Definitely by enhancing visual appeal. So I can help my students by using such tools to visualize all the concepts, all the hard concepts they are studying, so they can see what they are studying. They can see all the details of any complicated idea in a visual pattern. And this definitely will increase creativity, will make complex information more accessible. Okay, so let's see what active learning strategies can be promoted by an AI tool like Leonardo AI, like Microsoft Designer, and like any AI tool that generates images. Number one, visual learning. By using images generated by such tools, you can illustrate complex concepts. You can make your students or you can activate your students' learning by making them visualize what they are studying. This is something. The second active learning strategies that can be promoted by AI image generator is definitely, and it is my favorite one, storytelling. You using visuals to help students create stories. This enhances their creativity. They can make up a story, they can create a story, and then they can change all the events they put in the story into images. This will enhance their imagination and their creativity. And then also the collaborative projects. Students can work together to design visual content, and then they can work on this visual content. So I explored with you some ways AI image generators can be used to activate the learning of your students. Let me give you a practical example. And in this practical example, we will pretend we are in a history class, and we're gonna use the storytelling as an active learning strategist, and let's see how will it be working. In a history class, studying ancient civilizations, Microsoft Designer can be used to create engaging stories, visual stories, I mean. For example, students can use the tool to craft a visual narrative about ancient Egyptian. Let me try Microsoft Designer with you now. Okay. So if you were giving a history class and you're describing to your students how the ancient Egyptians and how Egypt and how ancient Egypt looks like, so you can better use an AI image generator like Microsoft Designer. And you can give it this prompt. You want to activate the learning of your students. You want them see the concepts that they are studying. So we can say that by using such a method, you are bringing history to life because they will see the ancient Egyptians. Okay, so let's see. So let me read the prompt I've given to AI Designer. Depict an ancient Egyptian farmer and a royal king having a conversation by the river Nile. As you see how amazing it is, look Now your students in the history class, they can visualize the ancient Egyptian civilization with the pyramids, with the River Nile, and even with the characters and how their clothes were and how they were talking, and even the birds which are in the picture. And look, you have so many versions of the same prompt. Okay, so this was my idea about using Microsoft Designer to make your students visualize any complex idea you are teaching them. Let's go now to the coming AI tool. And the coming AI tool, okay, is a ChatMind. And the ChatMind, we can say that it is the old name. Now it's renamed to be Mapify. So you can either write ChatMind or Mapify, you will get the same AI tool. As you see, ChatMind or Mapify depends on changing any concept into a mind map, a colorful mind map. So ChatMind or Mapify or such AI tools, they can enhance active learning by organizing ideas and thoughts, by generating amazing mind maps. And this is also a way to visualize what students are studying or what concept you are teaching to your students. Let's give it a try. And in my example, I'm going to show you the example. This time, we will pretend, okay, yes, here, yes, again, what active learning strategies can be promoted by tools which generate mind maps? Definitely brainstorming sessions. So your students can use such tools like ChatMind or Mapify to brainstorm ideas. And this will make it easier for them to, again, okay, get more ideas. And also concept mapping. Okay, the example I'll be using is a biology session. So we will pretend we are teaching biology, and as a biology teacher, I'll be asking my students to use a ChatMind to create a detailed mind map of the topic. Which topic? The topic is gonna be a biology topic, so we will ask a ChatMind to make a mind map for the respiratory system. Let's see how it is working. So if we open ChatMind this way, as I told you, now it's called Mapify. So let's see it. And my prompt is ready here. My prompt, since it's a bio a session, the relationships between different parts of the respiratory system. Okay, so a new map, and I'm gonna give it the prompt. I'm gonna ask it to make a mind map for the relationships between the different parts of the respiratory system. Let's see how it is working. So as you see, it's building all the relationships between the parts of the respiratory system in an amazing way. And let me say it again. All such tools definitely will engage your students, because you will not be teaching the concept the same way. Every day, you can use an artificial intelligence tools to activate them, to teach them in a new, creative, and innovative way. Okay, back to my presentation, and back to the amazing bunch of artificial intelligence tools I have prepared for this session. The coming tool is such a cool one, and it's named Ask Thee. Ask Thee, okay? And as you know, in Old English, thee means you. So it's like Ask You, but in Old English. And as you see, Ask Thee depends like Brain Story on asking questions. But this time, your students can use Ask Thee to ask famous characters in history, famous characters in philosophy, famous characters in politics, famous characters in art, okay? And this is the cool part about Ask Thee, okay? Ask Thee enhances active learning by providing students with access to diverse perspectives, stimulating critical thinking through an active dialogue with famous people. So when your students are using Ask Thee, you're putting your students in a virtual context with a virtual historical character, or with a virtual historical or famous character. Okay, what active learning strategies can be promoted by such an artificial intelligence tool? Number one, the Socratic questioning, okay? Because as you see, you can ask all the famous people in history, in any field, in philosophy, in art, in even in literature, like William Shakespeare. So they, using such a tool, can activate the questions, because your students will be asking such famous characters nice questions, and they will get the answer from the point of view and from the perspective of such people. So they will be practicing the Socratic questioning, they will be practicing the role playing, they will be also practicing research projects, because if your students are doing a certain kind of research and they want to gather information, they can use Ask Thee, this artificial intelligence tool, to gather information from the person himself, from Socrates himself, from William Shakespeare, from Einstein, and so on. Okay, let me show you in action how can I use Ask Thee. We will pretend that we are in a philosophy class, and we will use Ask Thee, okay, to ask Nikola Tesla, some questions. This is really cool. So let's go to Ask Thee and let's see how it is working. It's magic, actually. Okay. Ask Thee. And what's amazing about Ask Thee is that it's again totally free. So, okay, we're gonna choose Tesla. Okay, here is Tesla. And as you see on the interface of Ask Thee, you have so many famous historical, famous cultural, even philosophers you can use in your classrooms. I'm gonna use Tesla this way. And I'll give Tesla a question. Okay, let's take this question and ask Tesla. My question would be, what were the biggest challenges you faced in developing alternating current technology? Let's see how Tesla would respond. So as you see, we have the response from the point of view of Nikola Tesla. The biggest challenge I faced in developing alternating current technology was convincing people of its benefits and safety and compared to direct current and so on. So in my opinion, it's one of the amazing and at the same time a free AI tool that can activate students' learning. Okay, let's now enjoy another tool in activating our classes. Okay, I like this tool. I love it. It's really based on a simple idea, and at the same time, it's doing a great job. The coming tool, as you see, is Idea Generator. And again, Idea Generator is a totally free AI tool. And as you see in this image, this AI tool depends on sparking creativity, streamlining brainstorming sessions, and generating as many brilliant ideas as it can concerning a certain topic. So it's simple because the name of the AI tool is telling its function idea generator. Okay, let's see what active learning strategies can be promoted by such a tool. Definitely brainstorming sessions. We can use idea generator to help our students brainstorm as many ideas as they can. Design thinking, okay? So students can use idea generator to explore solutions to real world problem and so on. Project-based learning, because this AI tool can help students develop new projects by generating creative concepts and the practical applications. Okay, let's see the practical part and let's see how idea generator is working in class. We will pretend we are in a science session and the strategy, the active learning strategy applied is design thinking. In a science class, students are tasked with developing a new solution to address plastic pollution. Suppose you're teaching science and you're asking your students to find as many solutions to this problem, the problem of plastic pollution, as they can. So perfectly they can use, okay, idea generator. Let me show you how the magic is working. Okay, this is idea generator. Okay, and we will, okay, as I told you, it's totally free. So if I take the prompt, and the prompt is plastic pollution problems and solutions. So I'm asking the AI tool to explore the problems and also the solutions related to plastic pollution. Let's see the magic. Okay, so as you see, we have so many ideas. The first idea generated is implementing a plastic tax on single use items to discourage their use, encouraging the use of compostable or biodegradable plastics and so on. And what's amazing about this tool is that you can even break down each idea into smaller ideas, exactly like what I'm gonna do right now. When I choose this idea and I ask it the AI tool to break it into or to generate more ideas, this is what we get. So we can do this with all the ideas we get this way. So the idea can be used, okay, for more ideas to come and so on, which is amazing, which increases students, engages students, activate students' minds, and activate students' learning, as you see. Okay. Now we go to another AI tool, and the coming AI tool is, I like it. It's StudyWise. And the StudyWise is one of the amazing AI tools I'd like all teachers to share with their students because it's perfect. It's gonna make learning fun and it's gonna make learning and teaching much easier for everybody. StudyWise enhances active learning by making study sessions dynamic and engaging. It adapts to each student's learning style and pace, providing personalized assistance that identifies and focuses on the individual educational needs. Very briefly, guys, StudyWise is like a private tutor for every learner, okay? What active learning strategies can be promoted by such a tool? Interactive dialogue, because when you ask your students to use a StudyWise or any AI tool which can teach them, you're putting your students in a virtual dialogue with the AI tool. So your students can ask, and the virtual AI tool can teach them. And also personalized learning, because StudyWise and any adaptive AI tool, they can customize the instructions given to the students based on the pace and based on the level of this student. Let's put it into action and let's see how StudyWise can be used in a math class. Okay, in a math class, we can use StudyWise. If my students are struggling with a concept in math, like, okay, quadratic equations, okay? This is a lesson in math, so my students need more explanation. My students need this lesson to be simplified. So let's try how StudyWise can explain this lesson. Which is a math lesson. And you know how hard it is, how hard math is, and how challenging math is for most of the students. So let's take the prompt, the lesson, and let's try it with StudyWise this way and look at the magic. I'm sorry. Oh, yes, I have given a StudyWise the math lesson, and look how it is facilitating and how it is explaining the math concept, even with examples. And the AI tool here is supporting you and providing you with more questions you can use to facilitate and to simplify the lesson, like how do you factor a quadratic equation? What is the completing the square method, and so on. So even StudyWise is providing the student with more questions they can use to get more explanation of the math lesson. It's amazing, as you see. Let's go now to, I think, the final. Yes, it's gonna be the final. No, yes, I ask. I ask is again based on research. So this tool is highly recommended if you're asking your students to do a kind of researching, because I ask can help them gather all the information needed, okay, in a deep way. Let's see what active learning strategies can be implemented and promoted by such an AI tool. Inquiry-based learning. If you're adopting inquiry-based learning in your class, so you can suggest this AI tool for your students. They can use it to get questions, to do research questions and gather information. Something else is the flipped classroom. If you are asking your students to prepare a material at home, some lessons at home, so they can use it to help them gather more information about this topic, and then when they come to class, you start your explanation and so on. Self-directed learning. If your students are self-learning, okay, so they can use I Ask to help them get more information and more deep insights about a certain topic. Let's see, how can I use I Ask in a history class? We will suppose that we are in a history class and we are implementing inquiry-based learning. And you're teaching your students about the Industrial Revolution, okay? So let's see how students can use it if they are studying the Industrial Revolution with you in a history class. Let's take the prompt, okay? And let's now explore, okay? I ask, AI, simple. Again, the interface is simple. Okay, I just put the question, what were the major technological advancements during the Industrial Revolution? And then let's see the magic. This tool is gonna gather all the information related to the question you've given the AI tool. Major technological advancements during the Industrial Revolution, like a steam engine, textile machinery, iron and steel, and so on. So look how amazing it is. Look how amazing such an AI tool is working, and how it helps students to be self-learners, to depend on themselves, and so on. The coming AI tool, and it's gonna be the final AI tool, which is Replica. Okay, and Replica is as amazing as the previous ones. And Replica is a chatbot that can enhance active learning by putting your students again in a realistic dialogue with somebody. Okay, your students can start a dialogue with somebody, and they can ask whatever questions they need to know. Okay, what active learning strategies can be promoted by Replica? Role play and the debate and discussion, because Replica is putting the learner into a dialogue with with a virtual character. Okay, so your students can start a debate with this virtual character. Your students can practice role play, because they will be assuming they are somebody, and the Replica will be assuming that it is somebody else. Let's see into action how Replica is working. This time, we will be using Replica in a literature class, and we will ask Replica to act like Hamlet, okay, in William Shakespeare, the tragedy of the Prince Hamlet. And your students can ask Replica to act like Hamlet, and they can ask Replica, which is gonna be Hamlet, so many questions revealing how Hamlet was thinking, why was he behaving in this way, and so on. Let's see it into action, guys. So we can start with Replica this way. Okay, and let's see how it is working. What's amazing about Replica is that students will see a virtual avatar, so they will be responding with this avatar. They can create their own avatar, so they can create an avatar that looks like Hamlet, and so on. Okay, I've already prepared a question for Replica. I'm asking Replica to act like Hamlet and to share with me what were your motivations and dilemmas as Hamlet. Let's see. How will it be working? You will like the response. You will write, start typing. Okay, so here I'm asking Replica, as you see, as Hamlet, what were your motivations and dilemma? So Replica will assume, will pretend to be Hamlet, and it's gonna give your students responses as if it is Hamlet. So let's see. It is amazing. Okay. So
Actually, it's more than amazing.
yes, it is. As Hamlet, my primary motivation was seeking justice for my father's murder at the hands of my uncle, and so on. So it's taking the perspective of Prince Hamlet, and it is another way to activate your students, to put your student in a real context. They will like it and they will enjoy it. And I think by this AI tool, I think we have unfortunately reached the end of our training session today, which was mainly practical. I was trying to tell everybody, to show all educators that AI tools are more than generating a video, are more than generating an image. They can implement, they can promote active learning strategies in a highly amazing way. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for attending my session. Thank you, Ms. Maha, for giving me this opportunity to be with you today.
Actually, I can't thank you enough, Ms. Susan, for this amazing practical session. It was really amazing. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for the efforts. And I think that with this session, even teachers who don't have a complete idea about AI, they can simply implement in their classrooms. Thank you. And stay tuned for more practical and amazing sessions with Ms. Susan the next time. Goodbye, everyone. I will share the registration link on notes so you can have it. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Ms. Susan. Thank you a lot.
Goodbye, Ms. Maha. Thank you so much.